What up, y'all? It's your boy Justin, back to him again. This is gonna be a little bit of a serious topic today, so put your seatbelt on, get you something to kind of just get comfortable. Hopefully this isn't too long of a talk, but just want to talk to you guys about why I'm visible. So Giovanni Melton, you may have seen this in the news about 2 weeks ago. Giovanni Melton was a 14-year-old boy, identified as gay, and allegedly was murdered by his 53-year-old stepdad because of it. This, according to his foster mom, Giovanni was in foster care for a while of his life. According to his mom, the guy who shot him it seemed like he would have rather had a son that was dead than be gay. And moreover than that, poor Giovanni, he was abused physically and verbally while he was in foster care between the different homes that he was in. So didn't really have the best childhood. And that's not his fault at all. But the reason I'm talking about this is because, and this doesn't happen often, this really isn't beside the point, but the fact that it still continues is a problem. So that's why I'm visible. There are times on videos where people leave comments, and some, especially when I'm talking about, homosexuality or just gender identity and things that are a little bit, removed from my dreadlocks and that part of the channel, which usually is only in my vlogs that I'll talk about it, and maybe like once when I did, the messy bun video, but that was the day of gay pride, so just made sense. But yeah, depending on the top, and sometimes the topic of the video isn't even about that. Sometimes people would just like to point it out, which is funny and a little obsessive. Lots of cisgendered, meaning that you identify as the gender you were assigned at birth. Me, I identify as male. I was assigned male when I was born. So there's that, just to clear the air. But people, especially cisgendered men of color, particularly black men, like to really, really remind me that I'm gay, or how much of a man that I am not because of it, right? So there's that. Why I'm visible? Because there is such a narrow-minded and closed-minded view of what it means to be a man in the black community, in the country as a whole, in the world as a whole. And so by me simply existing as a political statement that I won't subscribe to whatever type of traditional or hegemonic and toxic masculinity that we like to perpetuate and use as the norm, as what's right, which is incredibly damaging to men and women because it doesn't allow men to live out their lives in the fullness of the spectrum of the human experience. And so bringing this back to Giovanni Melton, because we live in a society that is still fighting, also congratulations to Australia on their Supreme Court ruling for marriage equality and allowing LGBT folks to get married. That's a beautiful thing. So congrats to them. Congrats to Australia. back to Giovanni. Yes. The reason that I'm visible is so that way people will see me, you know, will see, obviously I'm a black man, maybe more or not so much. Obviously, I'm a gay black man. It's a thing. However, I don't want people, let me try that again. I want people to, who's ever watching this channel or whoever sees me or encounters me, is able to see that I'm living my authentic life and my authentic truth of what I feel, who I am, what I am, how I want to live my life, and to see that, to see the okayness of it, making up a word, yes, and to not be, I mean, you can accept or not accept, that is completely fine. However, what is not fine is for people to use that frame of mind and to oppress people with it, you know? Like, for example, I don't like mushrooms. I know we're using a weird example. I am not going to oppress another group of people in saying that you cannot have mushrooms on any type of food, you know? I know it's an interesting example, but it's the exact same concept. You don't agree to some type of ideology or thing or way of life, and because you don't agree to it, you feel like anyone that does that also should not do it, and that's not right. Just referring to the United States of America, that's not what this country is about. I know the history is complicated, and using that as a reference is also problematic. However, I'm saying that the beauty and, you know, it's a double-edged sword, is that people can live the way they want to. The problem is when people say that people can only live a certain way. And because we've had a history with that throughout the end of time, basically, we get to this point where we are now, where kids, okay, who's 14 years old, who are innocent and just living their best lives as they know how, are murdered either by their father, maybe someone else, maybe even a friend, for either coming out to them as gay or for merely existing as gay. So there's that. Why I'm visible, so people can see that gay isn't this, I don't know, horrible thing, you know? Also, it's one small facet on the entire, I'm gonna say diamond because I think that I'm pretty awesome, of what it means to be a person, you know? Like, I'm a musician. I go to school, so I'm a student. I teach at the school, so I'm a graduate teaching assistant. I work at a high school, so I'm an assistant drumline coach. I play piano at a church, so I'm a music minister. I'm a pianist. I'm a singer. I do CrossFit, so I'm an athlete in that regard. I like to cook food, so I'm a food enthusiast. And I also love massages, so I like to relax and enjoy those things too. I also like just pampering myself with skincare routines and making sure that I look awesome. So I also am, I guess, a little bit of a beauty enthusiast as well. I like cutting my hair. I'm a self-taught barber, give or take, you know? All of those things, and I just happen to be gay. You see, it's a facet. It's not the entirety of my character or anyone else, you know? It just makes up a part of who I am and a part of who we are as the LGBTQ community, IAP, whatever other type of initial you want to add on to there. We'll just put the plus. Everyone's included, so that's the point at least. So what's the point of this video? Again, why I'm visible. I'm hoping that, hold on, quick little story. Again, why I'm visible. I went to go see my cousin Chris. Hope it's okay I'm using this story in my video. If not, let me know and I'll take it down. But until then, I don't know. Okay, so I went to go visit my cousin Chris in California. He's out there in Rancho Cucamonga on the San Bernardino Valley. It's great out there. It's amazing. We had a really good conversation when we were driving back from LA to Rancho, and he was talking about how he's having trouble, or he had trouble in the past, kind of being homophobic, and not being okay with it. And he would say the F word, which I'm not gonna say just because I don't feel like dealing with that. But he would say that word. You may know what it is. If you don't, that's actually kind of for the better. But he would say that, and then he said that it wasn't until I came out, and then I also have another cousin who's gay as well, two technically, maybe more. I don't know. That's the beauty of it. Okay. Anyway, I have cousins or extended family that are also LGBT, right? He was saying that it wasn't really until he was able to really empathize with it firsthand, because it was like a blood relative, that he really understood what it meant and how people just need to get over it, and how he's been learning to accept it. And he's like, he's not gay, but he understands that people are just wanting to live their lives, and he's okay with it. Like, he's cool with it and all that stuff. He was okay, this is the beauty. And Chris, I love you, man, because this has actually meant a lot more than you may think really did. Like, that conversation, but even the day before, we were going out, me, him, and his girlfriend, Christina, and because I'm a single man, and I was in LA, California, although that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, I'm single. I'm trying to look available. I'm on the market, so you gotta look market ready. You gotta be, when people are shopping on the whatchamacallit, when people are shopping when you're looking for a new car, right? You want to, make sure you wash the car, detail the rims, got the leather looking good. Same thing when you're looking for a new person. You trying to make yourself look nice, right? Okay, so anyway, I'm in the bathroom. Wash my face, do all that stuff. I figure, why not put on some eyebrows today? My eyebrows are quite thin. I want thicker eyebrows today. So I go in there and I start drawing on my eyebrows in the bathroom. Cousin Chris, he walks in. He's just looking, just watching. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, no, I'm just trying to see what you're doing. And so I'm still doing it. He was honest to God, curious as to what and how it was working or what I was doing. And so I was telling him I'm just using this, basically it's like a dip brow gel. It's just like a colored gel that you use this brush, use an angle brush, and whatever. You just draw the shape that you want to do, and then you fill it in. He's like, all right, that's cool. The amount of normalcy with that conversation was completely unprecedented, at least with me and members of my family so far. You know what I mean? If some other guy was drawing on his eyebrows in a different type of setting with people maybe who weren't as open to that, like dude wearing makeup, some people be like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was just like, huh, that's interesting. The openness of which we can approach not even just gay or men wearing makeup, but the entire gamut of things that may be outside of the narrow window that we're used to. Come on, man. It's so much easier almost for me to just accept people as they are instead of holding them into this box saying you have to be this way, because not everyone's going to live up to your expectations of what you think they should be. Not everyone's going to live up to your expectations of how you think they should be as a person, whether it's religion or language or sexuality, whatever. Especially things that people cannot control. I'm just saying. So yeah, Chris, man, love you for that, because that was probably I'm telling you now, so hopefully now you understand just how big of an impact that small gesture was. That meant so much to me, and I'm so grateful to you and love you so much as a cousin. For real, you're my brother anyway. You're my god brother, so thank you so much for that. But again, I'm just trying to reiterate why I'm visible, why this matters to me so much, because we literally have young gay kids either committing suicide because they're being bullied or getting physically assaulted and sexually assaulted and verbally abused by friends or family members or just anyone who has an agenda to try and wipe away the LGBT from the EARTH. Like, it does not make sense to me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my little speech. I just felt like I need to put this on there, and I'm sure that YouTube is gonna flag this video because of the controversial content, depending on what I put in the title, but I don't care. I just want this message to be out there because it's important that people understand this. If you know someone, again, I've talked about this in a previous video, if you know someone and you think they're gay, don't out them. Just be supportive of them until they find a time that they want to come out on their own. If you have issues accepting people who are in the LGBTQ community and are honestly wanting to figure out why that is, or you are open to having a conversation about it, let's discuss this in the comment section below. Please be civil and respectful. We cannot agree to opinions, but we can do so civilly, okay? So yeah, I think that's about it. You know, to people who have supported me through the coming up process or through me living my life as I want to live it and being authentic to myself and how I see fit, thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. And to those who don't want to mess with me anymore because of it, thank you too, because I do not need that negativity in my life, and I only need people who are really about that life and who are true to be around me. So if that's not you, that's okay, but you can I'm inviting you to leave either my life, the channel, however you want to see fit, you know? So there's that. Well, let's have a conversation in the comment section. I want to stress the word conversation, okay? This is not a yelling match. I might have to flag or tag some words so that way if y'all won't get all heated and act up in the comment section, you might not even get your comment posted because you're trying to be a little bit indignant. So we won't have that on my channel. No, not anymore. No, not anymore with that. So there's that. So yeah, comment section, do that. I'm sorry this conversation is very, it may be a little heavier for some people. I understand that, but it's just something that's been on my mind a few days, especially with what happened with Giovanni Melton. I'll put a link into that story if you want to read more about it. And a link also to, I think GLAAD has a page on their site that you can donate. That goes to, they have like group homes for LGBT youth, and maybe that would be a way if you want to help with that situation as well. So yeah, if you want to follow me on any social media, you can do that too. If you liked this video or any of my other videos, I know this is a completely different topic from other videos, but if you like it and you want to subscribe, please do so. You can do that as well. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. But before I head on out, last video is up there. Playlist of more stuff right there, probably more vlogs. And then obviously this little subscribe circle, click on that if you would like to do that, okay? Choose love over hate, y'all. Choose love over hate, okay? I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace, and keep it locked.